Good morning, class of 2019. This is Mr. Brett from the College and Career Center coming back to you again on nighttime to go over the importance of junior year. So I was here about 2 months ago to talk about what you should be doing in your junior year. And right now we are focusing on your grades. That is the foremost important thing, your grades. Making sure that whatever classes you're taking, you are doing your best in. You don't need to have a 99 or a 97 in the class, but just make sure you're giving your best. Make sure that whatever grade it is your best and most maximum effort. Because whatever your next step after North Penn High School is, you want to make sure that you're progressing with giving your best effort now to make sure you give your best effort moving forward. Colleges want to see good grades and challenging, rigorous courses. Future employees want to see good grades and make sure that you are a reliable person that they can hire. Whether that's going to college or career, you want to make sure that you're doing very well in your classes, whatever courses they may be. Whether they're AP, honors, 5.0 or 4.0, make sure that you're giving your best and doing very well. Next, I want to talk about standardized tests, which would be related to colleges. I will get to careers. I don't want to leave those students out who are not going to college or have, at the current moment, do not have plans to go to college, but I want to talk about SATs or ACTs at the current moment. Right now, you should be thinking about when to take the SATs or ACTs. They're offered very frequently in the spring. We want to make sure that we want to take them at least twice this spring. So we host the SATs here at North Penn High School. We do not host the ACTs. You can take whatever test you like because most schools or almost all schools at this current moment will accept both standardized tests. If you want to talk more about this, please come and see me in the College and Career Center. So for those who took the PSATs in October, make sure that you are focusing on when your scores come in January. You're going to get a nice big long printed interpretation sheet as you did last year, and you're going to want to use that to prepare for the SATs, whether that's in March, May, or June. But again, you want to take them twice this school year. Okay, so we're moving along. We're talking about colleges. What some colleges are going to need for your application are teacher letters of recommendation. So when you're talking about that, you want to find a teacher who you had a good relationship with and someone you've done well in their class. And again, it does not need to be an A. It could be someone who maybe you struggled in the beginning of the year and you did very well to bring your grade up. You worked very hard to get that hard-earned B. That's the type of teacher you might want to ask for teachers a letter of recommendation, which are put in through Naviance. But the most important thing about teacher letters of recommendation is you must, I repeat, you must speak to that teacher in person first. Teachers need to see you prior to writing a letter of recommendation because many teachers have different ways of going about writing letters of recommendation. Some teachers are going to give you a piece of paper and say, I need you to fill this out for me prior to me writing a letter of recommendation for you. Some teachers are going to say, I need you to print your resume out, which we'll get to in a second, but I need you to print your resume out for me to see it on paper before I write a letter of recommendation. When we talk about who to ask for letters of recommendation, make sure you are not going back further than 10th grade. 9th grade, possibly, but I highly recommend against it because you haven't had them since 9th grade, because most of our teachers in this building have been here. If a teacher had you in 9th grade and they're here and you had them again in 11th grade, by chance, I think that's okay. But if you had the teacher in 9th grade and have not had that teacher since, probably not a good idea. You are a completely different person by the time you're in the beginning of your 12th grade senior year as you were when you were a 9th grader at one of our middle schools. So make sure that you find someone who you've had a good relationship with, someone who you did well in their class or at least showed that you were willing to work in their class, and someone who's here in the high school. A couple years ago, I got an email from a 5th grade teacher for a letter of recommendation for a student. That was 7 years prior to the student and the teacher knowing each other. There had been no interaction of working with the student outside of the classroom or even teaching the student besides that they had a good relationship when they were in 5th grade, that's not someone who you want to have writing a letter of recommendation for you. Remember to try to stay within those 10th through 12th grades or 10th and 11th grades. Outside letters of recommendation, we'll touch on that in February, which we will host, myself and the junior counselors, Mrs. McGurman, Ms. Manalo, and Mr. Daly, will host a college planning night on February 20th for the class of 2019. So we'll touch a lot on many different things that night, but this is just a brief overview. I want to touch on Naviance for a little bit. You can see on the screen to my left that I have the Naviance welcome page up of the sign in and login page. I'm going to give everyone a couple seconds to get there. The teachers have the link, but if you don't have the link, you can go to naviance.com, naviance.com. In the top right-hand corner will be sign in. Students and families is what you'll choose. From there, you'll be asked to put in your school's zip code or postal code, which is 19446 here in Lansdale. You'll then choose North Penn High School because we don't go to Lansdale Catholic, or we are no longer at Penndale Middle School. And then this screen will come up. When we are here, it says email, but it is only your North Penn username. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to type in the North Penn username of the fake student that I made up with my name. So again, it is just your North Penn username. So mine is Brett PF. My last name, my first initial, my middle initial. The password is just the numbers of your ID number. No NP in front of, like the other passwords. Just the numbers. I'll type this one in. It's a 6-digit ID number. I'll then hit login. And this is the screen you will see. We went over this a couple times before. We were live again in October about this. We've talked about this a couple different times. Mr. Daly did an overview video for you guys last year. But what I want you guys to do, what me and the 11th grade counselors want you guys to do for this, is to really just go in and explore. We want you to look at careers in the career tab across the top. We want you to look at colleges in the college tab across the top. Make a very broad list at this point in time. When you're mid of your junior year, your list can be 20, 30 schools, 40 schools for that matter. You can have a very broad list. By the time you get to the beginning of your senior year, that list should be pretty concise, maybe 5 to 7 schools. But right now, you can have a very, very broad list of what schools you're looking into and just eliminate them throughout the next 6 months based on what you're looking for, what they're looking for. Do you fit their need? Do they fit your need? That's how it kind of works moving forward, and that's why I'm here to help you with that in the College and Career Center. So we have the Colleges tab, we have the Careers tab we want you to explore. The About Me tab is where I'm going to go to show you guys what you need to focus on of the homework, for lack of a better word, what we're used here. In this About Me tab, under the 3rd section down, and Interesting Things About Me, we're going to stay in that section today. The resume, where it says resume, and it really means resume, if you click on that, now you'll notice that this fake student, myself, has not started a resume, which is okay. If you haven't started a resume yet, that's completely okay, but we want you to do that. This is where you can have a resume for yourself. You can remember everything you've done in the past over your 9th through 12th grade career. If you've been doing something since you were a child, whether it be dance or a sport or volunteer service or an extracurricular activity, please put this in here. But again, it should mostly be that 9th through 12th grade career. So just for a start, I'm going to go, and if I hover over the drop-down box, everything comes down. And I'm just gonna choose one of the options. I'll choose extracurricular activities. And it comes up in a form to fill out. I'll type in the extracurricular. You don't necessarily have to give a start date, but you can. Baseball usually starts in March. You don't have to give a year, but you can. Or you could choose to present, and therefore it keeps going. You can put some of these in if you need to. You can check the boxes of when you played or when you participated in the year. You can write comments if you need to. Sometimes it's very helpful for those who are writing letters of recommendation, whether it be the counselor or the teacher. It's very, very helpful for them. Very simply, you click Add to Resume. Oops, I guess you must select a year. I'll go back to my start year at high school. And you click Add to Resume. And there it is. Very simple. Now it's uploaded there for you. When you get this pretty full or as much as you want, you can then customize your printable resume and print a resume for yourself. You can view different examples. It's a great tool for you to have. I wish it was something I had when I was growing up, but it's a great resource that you guys can have to remember what you've done, keep everything in track so that when you're applying to colleges, you have this. When you need letters of recommendation, you have this as well. Or when you're applying for a job, because jobs absolutely need a resume as part of the application. So what I want to talk about next is the transcript. And we have course selection coming up in about a month and a half, if not sooner. I don't know the exact date. I'm a little out of the course selection realm right now, but course selection is a very big time of your junior year. You're focusing on the courses you want to take that are going to help you move forward after North Penn High School. You have requirements you need to take. They must be taken to graduate. There's certain courses that have to be taken senior year or you can't graduate, and those are must-takes. Then you might have to take courses, or you might want to take courses that will benefit you for a major, or if you're deciding between a few majors. Maybe I'm deciding between medicine or business, and I take an AP bio or advanced bio course, and I also take a business administration course. And if those both fit into my schedule, then I can take them and see which one I like better to maybe put that as a major moving forward in college, if that's your choice. So the course selection can be a very big piece in deciding a major moving forward. It's also a very big piece when colleges look at your application. They want to see that you're still challenging yourself senior year. They don't want to see that you're taking, we don't offer this, but it's a joke around, different areas. You're not taking basket weaving. You're not taking dance, as ballroom dancing, as Matt Leinert took at USC. You want to make sure that you are taking rigorous courses that the colleges see and know that senior year, this student didn't just go to the senior slide right away. This student really poured themselves into their academics and took rigorous classes during their senior year. So while we're on that, we want to talk about your transcript. If we go back into the About Me tab up in the top, and again, we're staying in this interesting things about me section here in the third section down. Your transcript is available to you on Naviance. If you go to Documents, you'll see up here in the first one where it says Files, there's one, and the size. Size is probably going to be a little different. This is a sample one, and it was done a long time ago, so it's a bigger file. Your size is probably 7K. If you click on that, you'll see that there's a PDF there, a file there. If you were to click on that view, that is your transcript. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I don't know where it went. Where is it? It's all right. There it is. I got it. Trying to make it a little bigger. All right. So this is what a transcript looks like. You have in the top left-hand corner. Now this is all blacked out or whited out because we don't want to give any information because this was a transcript at one time. You have your 9th grade year up in the top left-hand corner. your 10th grade year in the top right-hand corner with each year's GPA. Each year's GPA being below it. How many credits you earned, the grades, the final credit, the final grade. If you scroll down, you have your 11th grade year and then your senior year, the courses you're taking. For you guys, your 11th grade year should not have any grades or any credits. It should just be the courses that you're currently taking. Now, your counselor will go over this a little bit more, but I want you to know that what you've taken or what you are currently taking drives your senior year course selection. There are prerequisites to courses that you must have or for electives prior to taking them. So make sure that you're focusing on that. Make sure you're utilizing this for your course selection. A big piece for college applications, for college decisions is down here in the weighted GPA and the non-weighted GPA. Again, this is a sample transcript of a student who graduated, I believe, in 2016. The weighted GPA of this student is a 4.34 out of 6.0. Yours is going to be different. The class rank is a 478 out of 974. Your class, I believe, is at 1,042 at the current moment. The non-weight GPA of this student is a 2.8 out of 4.0. So you can use this information, the GPA and the class rank, to see where you might fall in applying to colleges. I don't want you guys to think you don't have a shot to get in somewhere just because of this, but it's a good barometer to use to say, okay, maybe I don't have a shot to get into an Ivy League school, but I could look at some other very high-powered schools. Or you look at it and you say, well, this school, I'm a little bit below their standards, but maybe I should still apply. Let me go talk to Mr. Brett or my counselor to see what they think. This is great information. This is stuff that you guys can use, again, for college applications and also for your course selection. And we wanted you all to have this and have your own, because it's very important to see what you've done. We don't want to just keep showing you samples. We want you to have tangible evidence of your own ability and your own records. So, make sure that you keep this handy. Make sure that you can save this. You can print it out if you want. It's yours. It's an unofficial transcript. If a college asks for an official transcript, please you need to come see me or go see the transcript office. But we wanted you guys to have this to utilize it in the way that you can moving forward, again, for course selection and also for college applications. Again, I'm Mr. Brett. I'm from the College and Career Center. I'm here speaking on behalf of the counselors of the 11th grade and myself, and we want to make sure that you guys have every resource available to you moving forward, and we hope that you guys utilize these and you come to us for help, and I look forward to working with all of you moving forward. Wish you the best this before the break for the holiday season, and make sure that you guys are working hard and reaching for your goals. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to come see me in the College and Career Center, which is in K31. Have a great day, class of 2019.